Dear students, welcome to the lecture session on Module 4 Induction Motor Drives. So, this is a part 4 as I have discussed in the part 1 to part 3 induction motor drives. Okay, so there I have come across this all the points. Okay, so next is the Module 4. It is continuation of the last studio lecture, that is synchronous motor drives. Okay, today I am going to discuss the following: operation from fixed frequency supply starting, synchronous motor variable speed drives, and variable frequency control of multiple synchronous motor. So operation from fixed frequency supply, so already I have discussed as in the part 3 in the video lecture part 3. So the fixed frequency supply starting I have discussed. Now I am discussing the pull-in process in synchronous motor. Okay, so how the question will be appears: explain the starting and pull-in process in synchronous motor operation from fixed frequency supply. Okay, so now the begin with the pull-in process. Okay, pull-in process begins when the field supply is switched in. So here before going to the next point, would like to tell the what is pull-in. Pull-in process is nothing but what the rotor is rotating less than synchronous speed. I repeat here, the synchronous motor is started as any induction motor, okay, and we are brought to the nearer to the synchronous speed. Okay, the rotating magnetic field which it will be rotating in synchronous speed. Okay, rotor is brought near to the synchronous speed. Once it is brought to the nearer to the synchronous speed, okay, so what we are doing, we are exciting the DC supply. Okay, so now the once the DC supply is excited, what it will be happens, pull-in process will be begins. Okay, so when pull-in takes place at no load or at light load, it means what? Now the synchronous motor having no load or light load, so what it will be happens, the pull-in process will be begins, and field supply can switch in without regard to the value of torque angle at the instant of switching. So we are not bothering about the torque angle, so that where it is there. So what it will be happens, the consequently it will be slips fewer poles, and the magnetic locking it will be happens. Okay, so and it will be gives it some disturbance in the line currents during the pull-in process with their magnitude, okay, going well above the rated value. Okay. So since before pull-in is completed, since before pull-in is completed, rotor speed will be less than synchronous speed. The rotor may slip several poles, as I told, the rotor may slip several poles of area flux way before reaching synchronous speed. So in case of silent pole motor, the rotor may be brought to the synchronous speed by reluctance torque prior to the application of field supply. So however, this would occur without regard to eventually polarity of the rotor poles. So here what it will be happens, if the polarity is right, the pull-in will take place with minimum disturbance. It means what? The pull-in right, the polarity is right means what? Here the I will explain. The polarity is right means the rotor pole, suppose S is there, sorry, N, any you can consider N is there, okay, and the stator pole is S is there. So if the polarity is right, then what it will be happens, there will be a attraction between this N and S, rotor pole and the stator pole S. So the pull-in will take place with minimum disturbance. Otherwise what it will be happens, if wrong the rotor, if the wrong, the rotor may slip several poles. So what it will be happens, consider this case. Now N is there in the because this is rotor fields are fixed one, because we are excited to the DC supply. Okay, so what it will be happens here, it is N is there rotor, and stator it will becomes as an N. okay, because it will be alternating, it will be changing the stator field. So here what it will be happens, there will be repulsion, so it will be skip, it will be several, it will be uh, several, it will be skips, and next when it will be comes to the yes, that time it will become magnetic locking, it will be happens, magnetic locking will be happens. Okay, I repeat here, the opposite pole should come. Okay, opposite pole should come, then magnetic locking will be happens. Okay, so I hope this point is clear. Once again I will conclude, if polarity is right means yes and n opposite poles then will take place with minimum disturbance. If wrong means say nn or ss, okay, the what it will be happens, the rotor may slip several poles before pull-in is completed. Okay, when faster pull-in is desired, I will take pen. When faster pull-in is desired or pull-in condition is somewhere near critical owing to substitutional load on the motor, the field is excited at the most favorable angle. So the most favorable angle we have to excite means what it will be, DC supply is switched in or excitation will be done, means what it will be happens, the pull-in process will be quickly, it will be happens, and magnetic locking will occur. Okay, magnetic locking is nothing but, I have put one slide, I will show you later. Okay, what is magnetic locking? No one will show. Okay, so this is the magnetic locking, magnetically locked here. We can see here, this is the rotor pole and this is the stator pole. So N and S. So both are magnetically locked. When both are magnetically locked, the rotor will be rotate in the speed of synchronous speed, because it is locked with the rotating magnetic field, which it is rotating with a speed of ns. Okay, now I am discussing about the angle. If you are seeing here, the both the fields are coincide. The center lines of a pole, I will, okay, here the center lines of a pole of the rotating magnetic field and the DC field pole coincides here. So that time it is the angle is 0. Torque angle we will say that it is a 0 because both are coincide. So this is the most favorable angle. Okay, I will discuss here. I will go back. Okay. Okay, we are here. Okay, now when running at a top speed as an induction motor, rotor speed will be less than the synchronous speed. Okay, now the motor is a synchronous motor is started as an induction motor, so its speed is less than the synchronous speed. So when DC field is applied, okay, when DC is switched, what it will happen, rotor poles will slip backward with respect to the poles of the rotating magnetic field. So here slip backward with the respect to the poles of the rotating field. It means what to say here, it will be the rotating magnetic field. Okay, so here it will be the rotor speed. So what it will be happens, the poles will slip backward with respect to the poles of rotating magnetic field, it's mean. Okay, consequently delta will be constantly changing because it will be not remains in 0, because it will be changing, sometimes it will be less or more. Okay, sorry, it will be lagging only here in this case. So what it will be happens, several poles will be slipped so that the angle will be changes. So here it will be given, if the torque will be negative, then it will be deaccelerate. Okay, if torque will be positive, it is accelerating. If you are remembering this much, it will be more enough. So here I will go. Okay, so negative deaccelerate, the torque is negative means deaccelerate, positive for delta from 0 and lagging, so hence the synchronous torque will be accelerate. Okay, so rotor will be subjected to the accelerating torque of longest duration when the field is excited at delta is equal to 0. So hence the delta is equal to 0, then the most favorable angle for the excitation of DC field. Why it is means, in this case the rotor pole and the stator pole, okay, opposite poles N and S are magnetically locked. With this is the variable angle is 0. Okay, so here is we can see south pole of the rotating field coincide with the north pole of the rotor and vice versa. Okay, hence the flux linkage with rotor poles will be maximum and the same direction they will have when the field is energized. Consequently, the induced voltage in the field winding will be 0. Next bit is synchronous motor variable speed drives. So here the modes of variable frequency control of synchronous motors employ any of the two modes. Okay, so one is the true synchronous mode, second one is self-controlled mode or self-synchronous mode. Okay. The question will be appears like this. Explain the modes of variable frequency control of synchronous motor. So let us begin with the first one, the in true synchronous mode. So here the stator, just I will take pen. Okay, the stator supply frequency is controlled from an independent oscillator. Okay, I repeat here, the stator supply frequency is controlled from an independent oscillator and frequency is varied, okay, from its initial to the desired value is changed gradually so that the difference between synchronous speed and rotor speed is always small. Okay, so here what will happen, this allows rotor speed to track the change in synchronous speed. When the desired synchronous speed or frequency is reached, the rotor pulls into step after hunting oscillation. Okay, so what it will be is there in the true synchronous mode, there will be a stator supply frequency is controlled from an independent oscillator. Okay, and the frequency is varied from initial to the desired. Okay, so to make the rotor to bring to synchronous speed. Okay, this allows rotor speed to track the change in synchronous speed. When the desired synchronous speed or frequency is reached, the rotor pulls into after hunting oscillation. Hunting oscillation means what? The rotor will be try to catch the synchronous speed. During this period, what it will be happen? Sometimes it will becomes in like poles, sometimes it will becomes in unlike poles. Okay, so what it will be happens? Some hunting oscillation it will be take place, and finally it will be locked. Locked means opposite poles. Okay, opposite poles means the rotor pole and the stator poles will be magnetically locked. So here the hunting oscillation we are getting. Okay, this is a very important. Okay, in synchronous mode, what it is that we will get uh, the hunting oscillations. Okay, when it will get when the rotor pulls into steps. Okay, it means what, the rotor will be try to catch the synchronous speed. During this period the poles will be, several poles will be slips. Okay, so hence the hunting oscillation will be we are getting in this true synchronous mode. True synchronous mode. Okay, here the variable frequency control not only allows the speed control, so this is also very important point here. It is not only allows the speed control, it can also use to smooth starting, okay, and regenerative braking also we will get, as long as it is ensured that the change in frequency are low enough for rotor to track changes in the synchronous speed. Okay, a motor with damper winding is used for pull into synchronous. Next one is the self-control mode. Okay, the self-control mode, the stator supply frequency is changed so that synchronous speed is the same as rotor speed. This is a very important point related to the self-control mode. So what it is there, the stator supply frequency is changed so that the synchronous speed is the same as the rotor speed. So what it will happen, the stator supply frequency is changed in the proportion to the rotor speed, so that the rotating field produced by the stator always moves at the same speed as the rotor. I repeat here. So what it is there in this self-control mode, the rotating field produced by the stator, I repeat here, the rotating field produced by the stator is always moves at the same speed as the rotor. Okay, so hence what it will be happen, since the voltage induced in the stator phase has a frequency proportional to the rotor speed. Okay, so the stator phase has a frequency proportional to the rotor speed. Okay, they ensure that the rotor runs at synchronous speed for all operating points. It means what? The rotor is always runs as any synchronous speed for all operating points. Consequently, what it will be happens, rotor cannot pull out of step and hunting oscillations are eliminated. So this is the difference you are observing here in the self control mode. Earlier I have discussed in the true synchronous mode. Okay, true synchronous mode, the hunting oscillations are observed. Okay, here what it is there, hunting oscillations are eliminated. Hunting oscillations are eliminated. Okay, why it is means, we are giving a stator supply frequency is changed in proportional to the rotor speed. Okay, hence what it will be happens, rotating field produced by the stator always moves at the same speed as the rotor. Okay, so this ensures that the rotor runs as synchronous speed for all operating points. Okay, already I explained. Okay, some sensors, alternately sensors can be mounted on the stator to track the rotor position, because we should have the information about the rotor position, so that rotor position sensors they are using. These sensors are called the rotor position sensors. The frequency of signal generated by these sensors is proportional to the rotor speed. Okay, rotor speed, sorry. Okay, hence the stator supply frequency can be made to track the frequency of these signals. Okay. So last bit of this module is variable frequency control of multiple synchronous motor drive. So question is appears like this. Explain with neat sketch variable frequency control of multiple synchronous motor. So this is the block diagram. Okay, so here if you are looking to this, okay, so here AC supply is given to the rectifier. Okay, and here voltage source inverter, and here the synchronous or reluctance permanent or permanent magnet machines. Okay, voltage source inverter, and here F star is the frequency. Okay, frequency command is given to the delay circuit, and next it will be goes to the voltage source inverter and flux control block, and then the V star is the voltage control command, and it will be given to the alpha, okay, varying angle, and it will be given to the rectifier. Okay, this is the block diagram. Let us overview on the working, how it will be works. Okay, what is the function of the blocks, now I am going to discuss. Okay, so a drive is operating in true synchronous mode. It is okay, true synchronous mode. So we are varying the frequency. So here, so this is works under true synchronous mode. First point, frequency command F star is applied here. It is applied to a voltage source inverter. Okay, we are applied to voltage source inverter. Okay, so through a delay circuit. So this here on delay circuit is introduced. Okay, what is the function of here delay circuit? So delay circuit, so that the rotor speed is able to track the changes in frequency. Okay, if any changes it will be occur, that it will be tracks. I mean it will be rotor speed will be able to track the changes in frequency. Okay, next here flux control. Already we come across in the induction motor drives. Okay, V by F. If you remember here, I will plot. This is V, this is F. Okay. So here the flux control block changes stator voltage with frequency to maintain a constant flux, because the requirement here is constant flux, so that it will be maintained Okay, below rated speed and a constant terminal voltage above rated speed. It means if you are here looking, I will draw once again. Okay, so here okay, so this is the voltage and frequency. So if you are looking to this is the graph which it is plotted here. Okay, voltage versus frequency. So here the below rated speed and a constant terminal voltage, okay, above rated speed. So the constant flux below rated speed and a constant terminal voltage above rated speed. So here if you are looking here, the terminal voltage you are maintaining in the constant at rated, okay, at an a base speed we can say, and after that what it is there, frequency is varied and the voltage is maintained constant. Okay, so here I conclude a flux control block changes stator voltage with frequency to maintain a constant flux below rated speed and a constant terminal voltage above rated speed. Okay, so this is the function of the flux control. Okay. This scheme is commonly used for the control of multiple synchronous reluctance or permanent magnet motors. Okay, and this is the applications where it will be used in fiber spinning, textile and paper mills, where accurate speed tracking between the motors are required. So with this I conclude this video session. Thank you. Have a nice day.